an incident at school, let's say when I was 13, and I think that is a sort of a time in your life where, I don't know, you find things getting a bit more physical, and you know, when you're in senior school, stuff like that. So my dad got me introduced to a national boxing coach. He used to coach the Navy. So yeah, I stuck with them for 7 years, on and off, you know, because when you're a teenager, like sometimes, you know, you do go a bit stray here and there. Or I certainly did. You know, I've got a nice, colourful background, but boxing's been a real good outlet for me. But not just that, it actually has given me a lot of confidence of even getting up in front of people. A real good group that we're working with at the moment is the Saints Foundation, and they seem to know a lot of the local gang leaders who are quite young, surprisingly quite young, who are into knife crime, who are into drug dealing, who, you know, and you know, again, a lot of them have been in and out of here, and it's nice to see that they are still respectful, they are still nice kids, you know, they can be steered in the right direction. And I think if you take them out of that environment and put them in here, and they see people like what the gym is filled with today, no one's going to be walking around thinking they're top dog in a place like this, because all attitudes get left outside, and everyone's just in here for, you know, the reasons that they need to be here for. I think a good way that we tackle antisocial behaviour is that, I mentioned this before, attitudes are left outside, and then when people are coming in here, what they start to learn is boxing's all about control. Now, if you can control yourself in a boxing ring that's high intensity, so this might just be jabbing to the body or doing, you know, a skill set that you're learning to control yourself in that environment, then you can learn to control yourself outside of it as well. So you learn to control yourself at school, you learn to control yourself in relationships, you learn to control yourself in down the street or even in work environments. So that is what boxing's all about for in my point of view, is like, it's all about control, yeah? Learn to control yourself in a real intense environment and then take that with you. A lot of it is prevention. Right, so if they're on the radar and they could be going in a certain direction, then we're preventing them and giving them a social environment and taking them out of social circles that they might be in. We've seen a lot of kids do much better, you know, from it, like just from like turning up, being consistent, having more self-respect about themselves, feeling healthier, fitter, and within a social group that are actually doing something positive, as opposed to sitting on a park bench smoking, you know. And then the feedback from teachers and stuff saying, oh, they love it, you know, that's all they were talking about in the minibus on the way home. We've heard that from parents and stuff like that as well. And you know, that is what we want, you know, people talking positively and feeling good about themselves afterwards. I had a good success with a group of people that had just come out of prison. Now, obviously, I know this is older, but 89% of them didn't reoffend. We did it over 22 weeks, which was quite a long time for anyone that isn't in a normal kind of structure, and a lot of them aren't. I know they come out from prison or they're on probation, but they can easily slip back into old habits. So for them to come here nearly every day, for 22 weeks, and we gave them awards programs. Doing exercise obviously helps you feel better about yourself, okay? Now, when you start feeling better about yourself, you actually start respecting yourself more. So there's a huge psychological game involved. When you start respecting yourself more, you have more self-worth, so you might actually choose better choices that won't make you feel like, you know, you're degrading yourself again. So feeling better about yourself and having more self-respect definitely pushes people down the right, you know, the better path, if you like.